Arsenal 2, Crystal Palace 2. Yes, people, white football, and welcome back to Arsenal Reviews, the show where we review all Arsenal games. Now, this could have been last night because the game was last night, but I'm uploading it this morning on the Tuesday, giving myself some extra time to think about what happened, and also it was a late kickoff, so it would have been a very late upload. And yeah, Arsenal snatch a point at the death against Crystal Palace, but make no mistake about it, I am not happy about this one way, not happy about the result or the performance. There's a lot to talk about in this game. I'm going to start with the lineup because that is what happened before the match, my feelings on the lineup, and to be honest, I had mixed emotions on it. In Arsenal previews, I said I didn't want Lacazette and Partey to start together because I don't think they work really together. They didn't work at Brighton. And as you can see, at half-time, when Saka got brought off and Lacazette got brought on, it didn't really work with them two. Also, I didn't want Odegaard deep because he doesn't really impact the game. I said in the Arsenal previews I'd rather have someone like AZ Milan deep just so Odegaard can be up the pitch, so I don't want him so deep. Having another attacker on the pitch if they're not going to be in attacking positions is worthless, and that was Odegaard. He wasn't getting in the positions up the pitch enough, so he was kind of wasted in that like CDM box-to-box role, and Arteta did that, and look, he didn't really play well at all, Odegaard, and he ended up getting subbed off because of that. So on paper I wasn't very annoyed with the lineup, but there was defo room for improvement for me, and there were certain players I just didn't think were put in the right position. But yeah, the team comes out and we play really well off the bat. We start extremely well and we do score. It's with Pepe, nice link-up play with Tomiyasu, shoots, Gaeta saves it, but Aubameyang there on the rebound, swift reply to rebound it into the back of the net, and that's 1-0 to us. And at this point I'm thinking, we've got a goal. We normally struggle to score. Once we score, we kick into gear, so I'm thinking, let's kick into this, do what we did against Spurs, and let's just finish them off. But what do? Pull up the handbrake, and we just sit off, soak up. Why? At the time, I was like, they're there for the taking. They were on the ropes, and you let them back in the game. Because once we scored, we had a little, like, sustained spell for about 5 minutes, and Mill Smith-Rowe had this shot when he really should have slipped in Pepe. Bit selfish there from Smith-Rowe. But then, those 15 minutes, 20 minutes, the first half just left, went by, and then Chris Palace started to take over. And we were just sitting back and we were in our shell a bit. And Palace had chances, man. We let them grow into the game. You need to kill off teams before they have a chance to get in the game. If they're there for the taking, they're there for the taking. Just absolutely murder them there and then. That's what teams like Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City would have done. We struggled to do that. It is what it is. We live to regret it, and hopefully it's a learning curve for a young team that we have. But we do get to half-time 1-0 up, fortunately. Palace had some chances. Nothing clear-cut, but they did have some chances. But in the second half, the warning signs were there, and they scored literally immediately, like after 50 minutes. And it comes from a mistake by Thomas Partey in midfield, loses the ball, falls to Benteke. Gabriel just gets absolutely... He needs to be tighter to Benteke. He's not a nimble guy. He's given him too much space. Benteke rolls it once and then just slots it in the corner. Gabriel cannot stick out a foot to block it, and that's 1-1. Does a LeBron James celebration in front of our fans. And now you're thinking, now we have to reply now. We spent all this time sitting back, soaking up 1-0 from 8 minutes into the game, and now we have to reply. But it's just Palace that just keep overloading the pressure. We can't seem to get out of our box at all. And their second goal comes, and deservedly so. Olise comes onto the pitch. He's an absolute baller. I remember him playing for Reading last year. It's a nice little, it's a kerfuffle midfield. Lokonga loses out, and he just plays. I think it's like McCarthy and Olise combined, but either way, or it might have been Gallagher actually. And then Olise plays out to Edouard, and Ben White backing off. Doesn't get tight to Odsonne Edouard. Odsonne Edouard advances and just shoots. Ramsdale could do better. It went literally centre of the goal and it hit the bar and went in. Ramsdale's body weight was too forward, so he couldn't put his arm up and palm it away. But it leads to great, and that's 2-1 Crystal Palace. And at this point, you're thinking, we've just thrown away 3 points at home to Patrick Vieira's Crystal Palace. But after that, the response was there, and the response came, let's be honest, mostly from Lacazette. He was on the pitch from when they scored, but what a turnaround. He honestly kind of man of the match for me. He was only on the pitch for like 25 minutes, but what he did just injected some energy. The first possession of the game when he did the link up with Aubameyang, he went out for a corner and he went like this to the fans, get them hyped up, because it's just a bit of energy, because the building was looking a bit flat. It was tense. The atmosphere was a bit like touch and go. Are we going to get anywhere in this game? It's looking like one of those games we're going to drop points. But yeah, and then eventually, the last dying embers of the game, we score. And it comes from a Pepe corner. I cannot believe it. There was a stat early in the game showing like 35 corners and Arsenal not scored any. Pepe's delivery on corners is horrendous, honestly. And this corner, the last one, is awful. He hits it near post. It clears way back to him, but then he whips it in. It's a bit of a kerfuffle in the box. Ben White eventually slams it. Gaeta saves it with his feet, but it falls straight to a Lacazette literally perfectly, and he just slots into back of net and celebrates. He celebrated a bit too much for me. Like, it's a draw against Crystal Palace. I didn't celebrate when we scored. I'm gonna be real with you. I did not celebrate. I just sat there straight face because it's a point at the end of the day. A point for me is nothing in football. Draws are nothing. The best thing about a point is stopping the other team getting 3 points. And let's be honest, Palace aren't really our rivals. At least I don't think that way. So I'm indifferent as to whether we stop them getting 3 points. I'm just more worried about we should have got 3 points being at home in the Premier League. I expect us to at least get 3 points in these games. In teams below us on the table, you need 3 points, and it just wasn't that way. And it pains me because it could have been another way. After 8 minutes, we scored, and I'm thinking we could actually blown them apart here. But we just sit off, and that's what happens. But yeah, there's an incident during the game I want to touch upon, and that was the MacArthur absolute WWE volley on Saka. Like, what is going on? The ball comes, and Saka clears it, and it's not even like, you can say he's going for the ball, but I disagree, because he might be going for the ball, but there's a good 3 seconds from when Saka's kicked the ball, and he just volleys Saka in the back of the leg. Unbelievable challenge. I don't know how it wasn't given as a red. Mike Dean is clearly blind. Like, he's an incompetent referee, we know, but come on, man. Like, VAR, something you can see that's a red card. You could not disguise that as a yellow. People get reds for less than that, but they didn't, and maybe it probably is a turning point in the game. But either way, Mike Dean wasn't the reason we lost this game. We lost this game on pure defensive mistakes, and we just didn't really create anything up front. Everything we created, we seemed to score. Poor game overall, though, man, from Arsenal. And standing wise, it's a missed opportunity. It's a big missed opportunity, because if we got points here, we really could have shot up and been 1 point off Manchester United. Man United, title challengers United with Cristiano Ronaldo, 1 point off them we could have been. Like, if you look at the table, Spurs are actually doing alright now. Like, who would have thought that would have been a thing? Like, because Spurs were in a crisis, and now they're 5th. And we were meant to not be in a crisis, and we're like 12th. So there's a lot to fix at this football club, a lot to fix. We've got an easier run of games that started with today, apparently, but now I'm not sure what is an easy game in the Premier League. I don't think we have an easy game. We got Aston Villa this Friday, so short turnaround, which I think is good, because we need a short turnaround. Hopefully, I know it's only a draw, but that last minute draw, like, goal equaliser from Lacazette, maybe that instills some kind of momentum and confidence in us, even though it was just for a point. If it was for a win, that would have been unbelievable, but it is what it is. We do take the point, and we move on to Aston Villa at home again on Friday, and this has to be 3 points, because Aston Villa are going to come out the gates. Of course, I'm going to preview this game very shortly, tomorrow, in fact, on Wednesday, because I do it 2 days before the game. But it's a big game for both sides. Both sides need points. But yeah, I've been Wifewolf. If you enjoyed this review reaction, please make sure to subscribe on road to 700. Oh wait, I need to do player ratings. Alright, so player ratings. Aaron Ramsdale, for me, I'm going to give it a 6-2. He should have done better on the Odson Edouard goal. His body weight was too forward. He couldn't palm it away. Tierney, I'll give a 7-2. I actually liked that. He was going up and down the pitch. He had a chance right at the end before Lacazette, where he just smashed the crossbar. So unlucky. Gabriel, for me, was a 6. He needs to get tighter to Benteke on the goal. Ben White, also 6. Needs to get tighter to Odson Edouard on the goal. Tomiyasu, not the greatest game from him. I'll give him a 6 as well. Thomas Partey missed the long shots. He actually came close on these ones, but at the end of the day, close or far, it's still not a goal. Like, even if you hit the corner flag or you hit the upper crossbar, it's not a goal either way. So I'll give Thomas Partey a 6. Odegaard, I'll give a 5. He just didn't get himself in the game too deep for me. That's why I wanted him higher up. Pepe, I also give a 6-2. Tried, but just kind of, as the game went on, he kind of lost focus. His main contribution were the corners, let's be real. Emil Smith, I'll give a 6-2. Nice turns, but at the end of the day, his final decision making in the box is a bit poor for me. Bukayo Saka only played half the game, but I'll give him a 6. Aubameyang, I'll give a 6. Like, it's a lot of 6s because it was just middle of the road performance. Lacazette, I'll give an 8-2 because when he came on, he gave a lot of effort. I'm proud of him. Martinelli, I'll actually also give a 6-2 because he actually injected some effort. There was a time at the end of the match, like literally right before the goal, where he's in the corner, no one's going to help him. He's just doing skill moves on his ones, and they got 2 Crystal Palace defenders just surrounding him. Like, no one's supporting him, but he's that guy that he will just try something, even if he's getting absolutely ganged everywhere. But yeah, I can't remember the other substitution. Lacazette, I can't remember who the last one is, obviously. didn't have an impact on the game at all. But yeah, that's been my review of Arsenal 2, Crystal Palace 2. 2 points dropped for Arsenal. We robbed a point off Patrick Vieira, even though I say 2 points dropped because of how it should have been external circumstances at the start of the game. I'm expecting a win. If you enjoyed this review, please let me know in the comments section down below your thoughts of the match. And if you're new around here, please consider subscribing on my road to 700. I'll catch you guys in the next video.